Hello and welcome to art class. I got a cool thing planned for us today. You're going to be making your very own coloring page, alright, just like in a coloring book. Because I am actually going to be printing a coloring book with some of our students' artworks in it. So this is your opportunity, if you want to submit an artwork to me, and then I can put it in an actual coloring book for you. It's really cool, right? It's a new thing that we're doing called Outstanding Otter Publishing. Whoa! Outstanding Otter Publishing. This is our little logo. So it is kind of a way for me to print out and publish student artworks. So today I'm going to show you how we can make a coloring page and show you how you can submit it to me if you want to. Now here's the thing. You don't have to submit this if you don't want to. It's not a big deal. It's not required. You're not going to lose any points if you don't turn this in to me. You can just make this drawing for yourself today if you want. But if you want to make something to actually put in the coloring book, then yeah, I'll give you instructions on how to submit it to me, and you got to kind of do it a certain way. All right, so I'm going to aim my camera down to my paper. Now, you're going to want a regular piece of copy paper. This is like paper that would come out of a printer. It is 8.5 inches long, 11 inches wide, okay? And like I said before, if you're just doing this for you, don't worry about that. You can use any paper you want. But if you're making one that you want to turn in to get in the coloring book, it's got to be this type of paper. This regular white copy paper, no lines on it or anything, okay? Also, you're going to need a pencil and a black marker, all right? It doesn't have to be a Sharpie marker. It could be a regular Crayola marker or whatever. But if you want to turn this in to be part of the coloring book, you've got to have a black marker and a pencil. All right, so the steps are basically to draw your design first with a pencil, and then you will use a marker to outline your design, and then erase the pencil marks. So all you have left is the marker. Okay, and we do it with a pencil first because then you can adjust things. You can, if you don't like the way something looks, you can erase it and you can fix it, because this is something we're going to be printing out, possibly. So we want it to look as good as we possibly can. So let's design this like a coloring page. You can make anything you want on there. It can be a picture, it can be people, it can be whatever you want. I'm going to make a heart. And what I'm going to do for mine is do lots of little tiny details. Because I'm thinking about, if somebody had this page and they were going to color it, what would be fun to color on this, right? So if I didn't like some part of how my heart looked here, I could erase it. I could fix it. That's why we're doing the pencil first, all right? So I'm just going to kind of start doing some designs on here. Just some pretty designs for people to color. And the first step is to draw your thing in pencil, and then you can use the Sharpie marker. Alright? So that's what I'm going to be doing. Now that I have my basic heart shape here, and I have it all adjusted how I want, I can go ahead and outline that. That's fine. So outlining is when you're going over it with the marker. This is your official line, right? You cannot erase this line. Once you get the marker down, that's it. But the pencil is something that you can erase. So the pencil line is not final. That's why it's nice to use. We can revise and we can fix things. Only bring that Sharpie out once you're sure you have it how you want. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to give you instructions on how to submit this so that we can get it in the coloring book, alright? So here's the thing here. I just drew it with pencil, and then I drew it with the marker, and you can still kind of see some pencil lines. So an important step is to go in and erase that pencil part. You see that? It's not going to erase the marker. It's only going to take the pencil part out. The pencil was just a guide for you. We don't actually want to see the pencil. For a good coloring page, we just want to see those black lines. We don't want anything colored in. We don't want to see any pencil, just the black, simple lines. All right, so you go ahead and make your coloring page. I'm going to be working on this one. Oh, and then you can put your name at the bottom if you want people to know.
Early 1:14, that time of the day. Have a great evening, Otter.
If you want people to know that it's yours. Okay, if you want people to know that it's yours, you can put your name at the bottom. Now I just realized something silly that I did. I made mine the long way, like this. It's going to be better if it's tall up and down ways like this, okay? So if you can, make your paper the tall way. That way they can all be uniform. I'm just going to keep continuing this one just for the example. But your paper, I would like it to be tall way. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start doodling. If I have something that's really difficult, I might use pencil first. If I'm just doing little doodles, it's fine however they turn out, then I will just go in and use the marker. Because I know that, if I make a mistake here, I'm going to be okay with it, then I'm going to just make it something that looks alright. But for anything really big, probably use your pencil first. Now you can see I'm coloring in some parts. It's okay to do a few parts that you color in black like that, but you just don't want to do a lot. You don't want to do big parts because you want to leave parts for the other people to color. So don't be coloring in big portions, but if you want to like make it inside of some eye black or some little detail to color in black, that's okay. Because they will still be able to color this the way I'm doing it. And my goal with this is just to put as many nice little neat details as I can for them to color. They would have a fun time coloring this. I better put my name on here before I cover up the whole page. Mr. M, that's me. It's a me, Mr. M. And you can put anything you want on a coloring page. Some coloring pages have characters, funny pictures, or superheroes. Some of them are just designs. Mine is going to be more like a design, like a mandala kind of design. Something that I think it will be very soothing for somebody to color, that they could really get into the zone and kind of forget about what's going on while they color this thing. That's what I would like. which is coming along nicely. This type of art that I'm doing, this is mandala style. Let me write that word for you. Okay. This is mandala style art. That's when you have these things that are going in a circle and they're kind of repeating patterns going around and around in a circle. I was not able to do this type of art years ago. I would see people make art like this and I would go, wow, that's so cool, I wish I could do that. And then I made a wish and it came true and suddenly I could magically do it. No, I'm just kidding. That's not how it works. What I did was, I looked up online, mandala art. I looked this up online and I looked at pictures of mandala art online. And I copied a lot of them. And I got some ideas. And I practiced. You know, copying other artworks is a good way to practice. You don't say that it's yours if you copied something, but it's a good way to learn. So you can look up other mandala things online. You can pick out little patterns that you like and use them for your own art. You kind of end up developing this whole bag of tricks of different patterns that you can use for these, and they just come from practice. That's all it really is. So look up, if you want to do this type of art, just look it up, do a little bit of copying, and develop your own style out of that, okay? So I am going to keep adding to this, though. I'll leave mandala art right here for you. There you go. And I'm just going to maybe do some random designs for the background. I think for my background designs, I am actually going to use my pencil first, and then I will use the marker afterwards. Making these weird noodly designs around the outside. And it's fun to do this with pencil first because I can like erase this part and then have this one go over it. You see that? So you can kind of make them weave in and out of each other. Like this one will go under this one, and then it'll go over this one, and then under this one, over this one. You see how that works? I love drawing the noodly doodles, as I call them. So fun. Alright, and now I'm going to outline those. And now I get to erase the pencil. Neat. That's really interesting. I can imagine that would be really fun to color. So I think I'm doing my job. I don't really know what I'm doing with the rest of it. I'm just going to make up some doodles. Make some bubbles because why not? Bubbles are fun to color. So you can see I'm really thinking of ways to fill the space, right? A coloring sheet, you don't want to leave too much open space. You want to keep people busy. You want to use the space, okay? So look for the open space you have. Find ways to fill it in, like even up here. I've got an open space here. Why not put some lines? People can color those lines alternating colors, and it's just going to add more detail, more things to color. With a coloring page, people want a challenge. They want something that's very detailed, that's going to take them a long time, because when they spend a lot of time coloring it and they finally color in that last space, it's a satisfying feeling to be complete. So we want to give them that feeling. But also for you, you get that same feeling when you finish your drawing. When you do so much detail and you work so hard on your drawing, you have this great moment when you do the last line and class is over and you go, wow, I really did it. It's finally done. I worked so hard on that one and I feel so proud of myself. That's something I want you to feel from making your art, is to feel proud of yourself, alright? It's a good thing to be proud of yourself. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You should be proud when you do something amazing. And you should want to do amazing things so that you can feel proud. Now, proud doesn't mean telling someone else you're better than them. That's called being arrogant. We don't want to do that. Proud is just feeling good about yourself. It doesn't have to be about anybody else. You're not saying that you're better than anybody else. You're just saying, you know what? I'm pretty good. I feel good about myself. That's a good thing, okay? So art is a good way that you can make yourself proud. But you know what you got to do? In order to make something you're proud of, you got to work hard. You got to practice a lot. It's not going to come right away. You got to do the work, but it pays off. You practice a lot, you get really good at it, and then you can start making things that you feel really proud of. And that's a good thing. Because you earned that. I would say, even if your artwork doesn't turn out great sometimes, which is true, sometimes my artwork doesn't turn out great, you should still feel proud of yourself if you worked hard. You can say, you know what, that didn't turn out good, but I worked hard. And I did some good practice there, and I learned a lot, and that was not easy. So I'm proud of myself for working so hard on my art. Wow, that is a fun coloring page. Now I wish I could color it. Maybe I'll have to go make some copies and color it myself. So that is, you know, my example of a coloring page. So now I would like to give you instructions on how to turn this into, okay? So here's what you can do if you want to turn this in to get it published in the coloring book that we're going to make. Like I said, you don't have to turn this in. You're not going to lose any points. It's just if you want it to be in the coloring book, follow these directions, okay? So, outside of this school, I am at Riverside Elementary, okay? Outside of Riverside Elementary during the day, there's this blue bin. And we use that blue bin for students to return library books. It's right outside the front door. Now, inside that blue bin, I'm also going to have this clipboard, okay? And this is the clipboard where you can put your artwork. You just write your name on there. You can write any information on the back if you want to about who you are. And you just clip it into that clipboard. You open up the blue bin, clip this into the clipboard, put it in there. I'll get those into the coloring book for you, okay? So once again, there's a blue bin outside of Riverside Elementary, and that is where you can submit the artworks on this clipboard. All right? And then from here on out, I will let you know the process of me printing the books and how you can get a copy of one, because I want you to be able to have a book as well if you made an artwork for it. Okay? Well, that's about it for today. I'm going to leave this up because we have about 5 minutes left on the lesson. So I'm going to leave this here. You can see my picture. You can copy designs from here all you want. You can look up mandala art if you want. So just enjoy your last couple, 5 minutes of making your artwork. And yeah, have an excellent day, everybody.